In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build a $50,000 per month coaching program in 2025. And before you click off wondering who the hell is this person, last month in February, I did over $50,000 in sales for my business at 16 years old. And I'm going to be showing you the exact strategy that we use for not only me to do these numbers, but for 40 plus other clients of mine to all do these numbers within 90 to 180 days of working with me. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so the first step of all of this is building an offer that will allow you to make $50,000 a month with your coaching program. Now, the first step to this is understanding the NPSM flywheel, which stands for niche, problem, mechanism, solution. Choose a small niche that you can actually help, and there should be a fair number of competitors in this niche who you can copy, because most people will make the mistake of going too niche. There should be competitors in this industry because that means that there's actually demand. For problem, you need to set up calls where you can interview your ICP and find their baseline goals, their struggles, etc., and then proceed on to the next step, which I promise you nobody has told you about. It is using the Reese's 16 human needs and reframing them into problems. So right here are the Reese's 16 human needs. And what does this stand for? It is 16 things which humans must have to have a good life. And so automatically, no matter who you're targeting, as long as they're humans and not aliens, they will need these things which you can deliver. And in addition to that, if they have a lack of these things, they will be struggling. So you can see acceptance. So if you have some sort of confidence offer, then you can tap into that. Curiosity. This is where in your ads, in your content, you'll throw out random mechanisms that kind of sound confusing. Eating, people need to survive. Honor, idealism, independence, order, power, saving, social status, tranquility, vengeance, all these different things which you can incorporate into your offer, so you know with 100% certainty that as long as you're targeting humans, they will actually want this. And I'll give you an example. For my offer, one of the things we do is we help coaches become the #1 authority in the niche. So what we do is we frame it as them dominating their niche, which allows us to tap into vengeance. Another thing we help people with is establishing consistent lead flow where they can book calls daily and close clients daily, which taps into the power, the independence, and the order when things are predictable. So that's just an example. It'll give you an idea of how this should be used. So to reframe this into problems that you can then go ahead and solve, use this ChatGPT prompt right here. Now I'm going to be giving a lot of things that will probably be a pain for you guys to type out word by word. So if you want me to send them all to you, then just message me on Instagram at videos with Liam. Anyway, let's continue. Now, you should be reading the output and determining what is the best. So, for example, one of my clients, Jesse, one of my one-to-one done-for-you agency clients, we went ahead and reframed his offer. We're calling it the clarity code. That's the mechanism. And we're using the 16 desires in it. So acceptance, right? Feeling uncertain about your performance and worrying about how other people are doing better than you. So we can use acceptance into it. Curiosity, how focus actually works. It's another angle we can take in both the marketing as well as the offer creation. When should you be eating? What times are optimal for productivity, for ultimate clarity and focus to actually eat? And so many other components here to find the real problem. So use this prompt, find problems that you can solve in your offer, and then think, and please guys, trust me when I say this, if you ever need any help, just use ChatGPT voice mode. So how would I be able to leverage these 16 human needs? Just give it to me really simple and easy to understand, both the problems and then the solutions that I could deliver upon as a sales coach.
You can leverage the Reese 16 basic desires by connecting each desire to a specific problem your clients face and offering solutions that align with these core motivations. Here's a simple approach. 1. Acceptance. Problem feels rejected or unappreciated. Solution. Create a supportive environment that emphasizes their value. 2. Curiosity. Problem lack engagement or feel unstimulated. Solution. Introduce innovative methods and continuous learning opportunities. 3. Order. Problem feel overwhelmed or disorganized. Solution. Implement structured processes and clear action plans. 4. Honor. Problem struggle with ethical dilemmas or lack motivation. Solution. Align.
Now to continue on to the third step, the solution, it's time to actually create a solution to this problem. So to do this, determine all the specific deliverables that will actually allow your ICP to eliminate their problems and get to their ideal solution. So for example, my ideal client profile struggles with security, having consistent and predictable lead flow. And so the solution that I can deliver for that is running paid advertising. So re-engineer these deep human problems and solutions into specific deliverables, which you can help coaches with. This is exactly what I do over at my Done For You agency, Stallion Media, where we take on high ticket coaches who are doing between 10 and 30K a month. We scale them up to 50K a month by doing everything for them, optimizing their offer, writing their converting ad streams for them, building their content ecosystems, and really everything I'm going to show you in this video. I thought I'd just kind of go into that. With that said, let's continue onward to the mechanism, which is really important. Don't make the mistake of trying to make a mechanism seem as complicated as possible. I've seen people do things like the quantum funnel, which when you think about it, what is a quantum funnel? Like, I don't understand. You don't want it to be like that. When we have our clients, we make sure that it makes sense, but it sounds unique. So our personal one actually is Instagram ecosystems. When you think about it, it makes sense. The forced equity system, that's what we're running with for one of our real estate clients. Really cool guy, $100 million investing portfolio, also runs a real estate coaching business, and we're calling it the forced equity system. It makes sense. We're forcing the value of the house to go up. Essentially, it's just house flipping, but we're calling it forced equity. With that said, now you need to implement the 2x rule, which is where we map out the actual structure of the program, how it's going to look, and then choose the pricing. So the first step is the structure, of course. Are you going to be doing one-to-one calls, group calls, courses, templates, or all of the above? The operating periods are going to be 60 days, 90 days, 180 days. The pricing model, is it upfront, build and release, equity share, monthly retainer, or even multiple? And then once you've found these things, think of a price right now. Think of a price with me. Now double the price. It should be at the very least 5 figures. A ton of people will pay you the 5 figures up front, and the rest of the market can afford it in payment plans, which will give you monthly recurring revenue. So now that you have your baseline offer, consider these factors and then double your price. And the next step is choosing a top of funnel acquisition channel, a place where your ideal clients hang out, and you can be 100% certain of that. Now, there are a variety of different ways to determine this, including the age usage of the platforms, as well as specific features that each platform has. Here's a diagram I made breaking down. And by the way, just to clarify, I would suggest that 99% of offers use Instagram and LinkedIn for the 1% ultra corporate B2B coaching offers. Now, YouTube, massive user base. Your ICP certainly uses this, but there's no messaging features. That is automatically taking it off the list. TikTok, there's messaging features. The audience, though, is too young and too casual, and there's just too many unqualified leads. LinkedIn, it's ultra business-minded. There's good messaging features, but the nurture mechanisms aren't as good, although it's a good platform for really B2B offers. And then Instagram, the broad, massive user base, 1 billion plus users, fantastic messaging features. It's also a great platform to advertise on. There's so much data. It's more casual, but it has every single qualified lead you could ever want using it. And there's so many nurture features. There's stories, there's reels, there's Instagram TV, there's broadcast channels, etc. With that said, Instagram is the best platform to build your coaching program on. And just so you can see right now, the different age demographics, you can see that practically every single person that you would likely be targeting is using Instagram. And more importantly, the social media platforms with the highest return on investment, even though YouTube has all these cool features, is still lower than Instagram and Facebook. These two are the best platforms, specifically Instagram, because that's where all the attention is going. They're doing short form content very well. They don't have any problems with the US government like TikTok does. And also the user base is far more qualified. The next step is building a middle of funnel nurture channel. And once again, YouTube, it's a great software, and for nurturing, it is the software. Here's why. With TikTok, you can see that they have the most time spent using it. However, with TikTok, it's too easy to scroll away for people that are just being nurtured. With YouTube, the users are actively searching for a solution to their problems and can spend hours watching one channel, which is seen by the average time spent on YouTube per day, right? This is per day. The average time a YouTube user spends per day in 2024 was nearly an hour. And that trend has been consistent for years, which means that it's here to stay and it's not going to change. The YouTube user base is very, very serious. They're not going to scroll away when they get bored for half a second. They're committing to watching one video where they can spend a period of time for you that is prolonged, learning and getting nurtured, which then allows us to set the stage for conversion. So YouTube is by far the best platform to nurture leads on. And now comes to the next step of building your social media pages. You should be treating your social media pages like converting landing pages where every single little detail should be on point. This is the first touch point that leads actually get with you, and therefore it needs to set the right tone. So for Instagram, have a really good profile picture that makes you look like a real person. Have a bio which has a built-in call to action, an offer, social proof, and then a URL call to action. Or what I didn't have, this was an old diagram I made just to say, but what we found to be more effective recently is actually linking to your YouTube, because once again, we're combining the two different ecosystems right now, which is extremely powerful when you do it correctly. Third is story highlights. Have multiple result highlights, because you build the perception that you have a lot of client results. Clean highlight covers, your story to nurture people, and then also your lifestyle. Then have lifestyle posts on your page so you can look like a real person. You can also establish authority. I don't look like a normal 16-year-old kid sitting on a yacht in Bali. Then we have Instagram thumbnails. That'll build a perception of quality, which is what I'm trying to do here, because once again, I'm a young guy. People don't always take me seriously. And so everything I do needs to look extremely high quality, which is what every coach needs to take seriously as well. I'm not a coach, of course. I scale coaches. Anyway, this gives an idea to people of what your content is actually about. And all of this will increase your authority and your brand image. And then for YouTube, have a banner, which is brand and authoritative. It shows your company. A profile picture that positions you as a real person. A bio, which has a built-in call to action, offer, social proof, and a URL CTA to your Instagram. This once again was an old diagram I made, but this right here, what you can do is you can go on Instagram on a different account. You can go to your profile, like your business one, click message, and then copy the URL to that. Put that here, and whenever someone clicks that, it's going to open up a message conversation in Instagram with you, which is fantastic for getting DMs. And then have content which is valuable, desirable titles, and good thumbnails right here, as you can see. Now, this is the perfect nurture mechanism. Anyway, to go more in depth on Instagram marketing, you should have your top of funnel, which is ads to get followers, because following is like subscribing to a modern day email list. When people follow you, they're going to be seeing your reels, your stories, your results, your information, and a bunch of other components every day, which sets the stage for them to be nurtured and then at one point get converted. So follow ads is by far the best way. It's not posting content for months trying to go viral. It's literally, hey, Instagram, I want you to show this specific video to 30,000 of this person, this specific avatar, and then you can have this controllable lead flow coming through, which is where these people, once again, they're in the middle of the funnel, they're getting nurtured by all these components, which of course, Instagram, your profile is the model landing page, but it's far more converting, which is where we have the bottom funnel, where we have world-class setters reaching out, booking people into sales calls. This is my client Max's sales calendar, and even closing deals. Like, you can genuinely close clients every single day through this funnel. Now, the story strategy to be using, story strategies are so important, guys. For all of my done for you clients over at the agency, when we implement the story strategy, we genuinely double their businesses oftentimes in the span of a month. And I'm not even joking, by the way. I implemented it for myself as a little test last week. First day doing it, I booked nearly 10 sales calls. It was like 8 or something. One of my clients, Jake, we just started his coaching program for him. Closed him a $15,000 deal within 24 hours of the story. Michael, we just onboarded him. He's the $100 million real estate guy over here in Australia. And, you know, within a couple of days, sending over the story strategy and implementing the setters and even a closer for his program, he already closed an $18,500 payment from a lead off of like 2 sales calls or something. So the story strategy is extremely powerful. And the key to it is perception. You need to be living the life which you're selling, and your students need to be making a lot of money. So the first thing is a lifestyle highlight, followed by a lot of result highlights here for perception. Now, for the result ones, you should have like subtle result breakdowns of how your clients are getting the results, then weekly result recaps where you kind of show the results your clients are actually getting working with you. Secondary results, so for me, secondary results would be like views, not money collected. Video testimonials, really important. Call to action stories is the final one, where you have a mechanism, you have proof, then you have a desirable line, a call to action, and also a qualifier. Before also just having lifestyle, which is pretty regular. You're just showcasing that you're living the life which you're actually selling, and you should be aiming to post between 3 and 6 of these per week. What you can be doing with the video testimonial ones is actually post them over on YouTube and then saying, hey, check out this YouTube interview. That's one way where we're literally funneling traffic from Instagram to the YouTube ecosystem. Another way is just posting informational, valuable stories where you say, hey, this will be the most valuable YouTube video you will ever watch in your life. It'll help you do X, Y, and Z, and then you put a call to action to go watch the video. So right here, you can see this is a really great example. Grace Philippe has someone in the niche. He immediately has a DM on IG call to action, which is just optimized for DMs, before having it also in the bio. You can see right here, Instagram.com, Grace Philippe. When you click this, it opens a messaging chat with him since I last checked. Then you have a case study video pinned so people can see the case study video, they can see the social proof, they can consume it, and that'll set the stage for them to convert, as well as having nurture, awareness, and case study content. So within the nurture content, we have value. So how to craft a $10,000 offer in 13 minutes. So that is a valuable video he's making to nurture people, and it should be a niche desirable topic. For awareness, he is creating mindset content, because mindset content, it's more broad. There's a lot of people that will watch, and you can see right here, this is one that he made. It got a lot of views right here. It's more broad, and it's also following that authentic trend you see a lot of people doing, where there's not a lot of editing, they're just sitting down, which seems to be performing really well these days. And then finally, you have video interviews like this one right here, which are of course case studies. It's how did this ICP achieve this desirable outcome, and that is a breakdown of Grayson's YouTube ecosystem right here. And his YouTube videos all funnel back to Instagram. Message me here on Instagram, there's the link. So that's how the YouTube ecosystem works. And the final piece of the puzzle here is hiring a sales team. The first piece to this is when you should actually be hiring salespeople, and it really depends on your business model, your lead flow, and how many calls you're actually booking. So if you're booking over 10 calls a day but closing less than 1 a day, then of course it's a great idea to hire a closer to free up your time and actually close more of the deals than you would have personally closed. But since there's not one size fits all model for when to actually hire a closer, I'm going to distill it down into revenue milestones. So from $0 to $30,000 a month, I'm not even going to read all that, just don't hire a closer. From $30,000 to $100,000 a month, hire a closer, hire a setter, and then from $100,000 a month plus, get sales managers, get other people on team to handle the lead flow, because you'll be obviously getting a lot. Now, when it comes to hiring and managing them, when hiring setters, expect to pay a base payment per call. So for example, $50 a call, and then 5 to 10% for each close. And when hiring closers, expect to pay around 10 to 30% for each close. We have a lot of setters on 5% and a lot of closers on 10% for your information. And if you're thinking, why is this so expensive? Then you need to understand that most closers want to find an offer where they can make at the very least 10K a month, more likely $30,000 a month. But be cautious not to hire too quickly, because it's better to be temporarily overwhelmed than to hire unnecessarily and waste resources. And as your team grows, you should start hiring sales managers to keep everyone motivated, perform well on the KPIs. And it's really important, if you're not a sales expert yourself, now they can be paid a set percentage. I'm not going to bother you with all that information. And to source talent, I often post Instagram stories saying, I'm looking for a closer. If you know anyone, let me know, because the best ones are always connections through mutuals, not on online job searching platforms. But what we do over my agency, which is done for you, of course, if you need a closer, we can get you one, is we have partnerships with sales placement agencies who place the best closers. I'm talking guys in Bill Walsh's community. If you ever meet a closer in there, hire them ASAP. They paid $30,000 to get in. It's like the world's best closers. So we have partnerships with people who give us access to these closers to place on our clients' offers. If you haven't gathered by now, we do everything to the highest quality to ensure the best results. And then finally, scaling your sales team. As you go beyond $100,000 a month, scaling it just becomes a game of managing traffic and volume. So here are some key points here to consider. Hire additional closers when you consistently have too many calls for your current team to handle. Consider hiring a sales manager when you have 6 to 8 people on the team, and be prepared to offer commissions that are competitive to attract and retain the top talent, and continuously refine your processes and systems to support your growing team. But before I end the video, I did want to say that there is so much more that goes into these story sequences, and I really wish I could break it down in this video, but honestly, this would be another massive page. I posted one last week. It booked me 10 calls a day. Once again, client Michael, $18,500 off one story in a couple of days of implementing it. Jake Burke, 24 hours, one story, $15,000. His first ever client. We build the offer, everything like that. So what I'm actually going to do is make a free story masterclass. It's going to be massive, just like this entire Figma page. It's going to go not only into what stories to be posting, but even copy and paste story templates that you can post, and literally because of psychological cues inside people's brains, get responses, get whatever you're after, lead magnets, book calls, even close deals depending on your ticket price. So if you want to be early for that, because once again, we do everything to the highest quality over here, I'm not just going to release something that I'm not happy with. It's going to take a few weeks to even build out. Then just shoot me a DM on Instagram, say story or something, and I will make sure to keep you on the early waiting list of people that I will actually send this to for completely free. So once again, if you want to double your business with Instagram stories, then shoot me a message over on Instagram and I will keep you in the waiting list. My Instagram is @videoswithliam. With that said, have one today. I appreciate you guys.